What's up, comic book fans? And welcome to Comics Icons. Now, JJ, what they call me. And today, we got something from IDW, y'all, with the start of Jason Aaron's run on Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles with issue number 1. And for me, this is a special one because I honestly haven't really read many Ninja Turtles books. But as a kid, I was a huge fan of the Turtles. And many of you guys probably know that the Turtles just celebrated their 40th anniversary. And since that moment, we've now got a relaunch and a brand new jumping on point for those looking to get into the series. Now, admittedly, I'm not totally up on everything that happened during that span. Like I said, it's been a while since I read the Turtles. So obviously, I'm not really up on all of the events that led up to this moment. And I'm sure some of you guys will let me know about it down in the comments, and I look forward to that. But again, with this being the start of a new chapter for the Turtles, I figured now is as good a time as any to get in for the start of the new direction. Plus, this story is off to a pretty dope start so far, I can't lie. So if you guys are fans of the heroes in the half shell, and you're ready to find out what new adventures await them in this next chapter, then you guys know what time it is. Let's get it. So what I do know about how things ended is that the Turtles have all left New York and they've all gone off to each do their own thing. And each issue of these first 4 issues are going to be dedicated to one of the Turtles as they all make their way back together. So this first issue will begin with Raphael, and we begin it at San Quentin State Prison. As Raph is an inmate here, and as he walks through a sea of inmates to get his food, he thinks to himself that wherever he walks in here, the whispers follow him. They all wonder what he did to get himself locked up. And this is from both the guards and the inmates. There's even a pool amongst everyone thinking that he crushed a man's skull in Bakersfield, a place that Raph's never even been to. But as he walks, he's also able to notice just by their eyes who's messing with a shiv under the table trying to work up the courage to come at Raph. Even though it won't end well for whoever tries. Right now though, Raph represents what everyone in here is afraid of. And that's being alone. But when the lights go out at night and everything goes silent, Raph's heightened senses go to work. And he's able to hear the stranglers who cry themselves to sleep. The spree killers begging their dead mothers for forgiveness. And even more interesting is the sound of 3 aggravated assaulters on the second tier who just finished making their escape tunnel. And when the 3 guys make a break for it through the sewers, thinking that they found the smell of freedom, Raph's waiting for them, and he takes all that pent-up aggression out on each one of them. And after he's put them all down, he thinks that these guys were idiots. And this place don't smell nothing like freedom. As he then thinks back to a time with he and his brothers running through the sewers, and Michelangelo is talking all about how much he loves that smell. That's the smell of turtle power, Mikey says. But as Raph drags these clowns back, he thinks to himself that it's just a sewer, and it smells like crap. Then back in the prison, we see it getting put on lockdown as the warden tells a guard that 3 inmates were found unconscious in a drainage tunnel, and he wants every single prisoner accounted for. And as Raph is back in his cell now and thinking about the smell of all of the food spots and how much he's kind of starting to miss back home, the guard comes by to check on him and to let him know how much he can't stand the smell of Raph right now. But Raph's been here a few months now, and he's starting to accept that maybe this is where he deserves to be. He's always been walking rage. This is where he belongs. This is home. But out in the yard the next day is where things really get interesting. As someone behind Raph tells him that it looked like it must have taken those dudes weeks to dig that tunnel, and that he suspects Raph knew and didn't say anything before they tried to escape. And Raph calmly responds that there's no fun in that. But we see that it's the warden, and he reminds Raph of the reason he's here, that Raph had made a lot of trouble for himself until the warden intervened. And now he owns Raph. Nobody knows why Raph's here, not even the guards. because the warden's not sure who he can even trust in here. This place has been riddled with corruption, and Ralph's job is to rein it all in from the inside. And when the warden feels like Ralph's done enough to satisfy him, then he's going to pull the necessary strings to clear up Ralph's troubles. And then he and Raph both look on as some new prisoners arrive. And the warden lets Ralph know that he's heard these guys have made a lot of trouble at every stop that they've made. So he wants Raph to keep an eye on them and make sure that they're not a problem. And then the warden makes sure to badmouth Raph as he walks away, and then tells him that it's time for him to grow up, or he's going to get used to being behind these bars. But later that night, Raph thinks to himself that maybe the warden was right and he was getting too comfortable in here. And maybe that's why he didn't hear anything until it was too late, as he realizes the guard is laying dead right by Raph's cell. And as Raph makes his way out and climbs the building from the outside, he thinks to himself that the guard was dirty. He was smuggled contraband for prisoners. But one look at his wounds, and Raph knew that they weren't made by some stab-happy inmate with a homemade blade. These are wounds he knows all too well. And as he makes it to the top, he thinks that this is ninja business, as he's confronted by those 3 new inmates in full ninja gear. And as Raph introduces himself, he knows that they already knew that, and he could tell by their eyes that they've sworn a vow of silence and have removed their own tongues as an offering to their master. So there's nothing left to do but scrap, and of course it goes down. And Raph's been attacked by the Foot Clan enough times to recognize that that's what these guys are. Although Raph could have sworn that under the Shredder's granddaughter, Karai, things were supposed to be a bit less murdery. But these guys are definitely trying to kill, Raph thinks. Although Raph's prepared, as his cell isn't filled with books because he loves reading, as they're revealed to be taped across his body for extra protection. But then he realizes something. Yeah, these ninjas are here to kill, but not to kill Raph. And as it hits him, he quickly runs to check on the warden. And the warden is already dead at his desk. And his safe, with all of the evidence of he and Raph's deal, is empty. Without that, Raph's just another prisoner like all of the rest. And then as Raph pulls the warden back to check on him, it's revealed that he was killed with 2 sai, Raph's weapon of choice. And then the alarm bells begin to ring, and now Raph knows that he's screwed. And as a SWAT team now storm the office and handcuff Raph, he thinks to himself that the Foot Clan set him up, and they'll be coming for all of them, his brothers included. So Raph has no choice but to break free and hit that tunnel that those goons made earlier. And he thinks that it's been months since he's seen his brothers, since things broke down between them and they all just went their separate ways. But he's coming, he thinks, wherever they are. And then we pick up in New York City as a man named Carmichael that's expected to become the next Manhattan District Attorney is handcuffed and walked out onto a bridge to meet up with his rival for DA, a guy by the name of Hale, who tells Carmichael that these guys aren't Carmichael's cops, and he's not going to become the next DA. And then Hale tells Carmichael that it's all really tragic, caught with drugs on the night before the election, from no doubt celebrating your victory in the polls that everyone says you're sure to earn. But after the arrest, well, you clearly couldn't live with the shame. And then they throw Carmichael off the bridge. Then Hale tells his boys to tell Karai that he's just got a bump in the polls, and tomorrow's election is as good as his. Tell the Foot Clan, New York City is ours. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of the issue. Now the next issue will be about Michelangelo. But what did you guys think about this first issue? I thought this story got off to an awesome start to me. And it's really dark and gritty, but I think that this story is pretty strong, and I can't wait to see what's next. I'm wondering though if Mikey's issue will be a little bit more lighthearted. But I want to hear what you guys thought about it, and what are you guys expecting out of this series going forward? I want to hear all your best theories as always. And as always, if you guys enjoyed this video and this channel, and you'd like to support the channel, then you can do so by stopping by the Comics Icons store and picking you up some Comics Icons merchandise, including the background music heard right here in this video available for download. Or by joining the Iconic Fan Club channel membership, and there'll be a link in the description to join. But with your membership, your voice will be heard during our interactive live streams with yours truly, where we can talk about what's been going down in these issues, as well as ones that you'd like for me to go over in the future and other comic news. Plus, you guys will get loyalty badges, member shoutouts, and up to 20% off of Comics Icons merchandise from the Comics Icons store. Plus, we've got tiers to the memberships as well, beginning at just 99 cents. Or you guys can donate to the channel with a super thanks. And if you're not able to do any of that, then you can still be a huge help to the future of this channel by dropping a like, share, and subscribe in the Comics Icons for more icons in the comic book world. But ladies and gentlemen, it's about that time. I'm out. Peace.